Pacific Northwest Motocross. Are you ready for the 30 plus 2 podcast with Gravy and Gate Drop? Let's go!
All right, it is 30 plus 2 podcast, and wow, Grayson, you really shaved your face there. I'm just kidding. Special co-host tonight, Grayson's taking the night off. We have Lexi Y again, and it looks like, to me at least, you've been promoted to the 30 plus 2 podcast now. So how's it feel being in the hot seat for the whole show?
Feels pretty cool. Taking over Grayson's spot.
Yeah, we don't know if Grace is ever going to come back. He may have got pink slipped. We'll find out. I'm just kidding, Grayson. He's probably watching right now. But hey, we are in episode 23, I believe. I did not count. I'm thinking it's 23. That's at least what I put. So it might be 23 twice. So whatever the case is. First off, tonight's episode, we're going to talk about day one of Loretta's. And luckily, we have someone that went to Loretta's. Not me, of course. You did. So we'll get into everything about Loretta's. Day one happened. It was on Racer TV. A whole bunch of our locals were racing and whatnot. Did you happen to catch any action on Racer TV, Lexi?
Yes, I did. A couple of my friends from Utah raced and did really good. And then one of the kids from Black Diamond unfortunately got in a crash, but
yeah, that tends to be the pros and cons of especially all races events. And then, day one, the jitters, track, you never know what's going to happen. First off, speaking of injuries and whatnot, how are you doing? How's healing been going so far with your foot?
it's been hard not being able to walk. I am very tired of crutches, but I think it's 2 weeks. I get my pins pulled, and then I'll just be like slowly getting back. Right now, I can take off my boot and move it a little bit, but it's weird seeing the pins move when my feet move, so I try to do that.
Yeah, I've never had an injury where our pins are literally sticking out of my body. Like, I've got a plate and 13 screws in my right ankle. Pretty much everything is like interior and I can't see it. So besides like staples, that was not fun on an ankle, pulling out like 40 staples when they like took the cast off. They're like, all right, we're going to pull your staples out. I'm like, what?
They did the stitches that are going to dissolve. So
Okay.
I'll never have to get them cut out or anything. And I think that most of them are already pretty much gone.
You don't have like a knee scooter or anything to like get around or what?
We tried like the peg leg and the scooter, but the pressure on my shin does not do well.
Oh, okay. Well, you're out of luck because that was the same way for me. So when I did my knee, I can't really put any pressure on it because I did my knee in 2013, and then I did my ankle in 2019. Couldn't do a knee scooter because it was on the same leg. So I'm like, what do I do? I don't know if you got tired of crutches like me and just decided to, crawl around like a baby, like in your house.
In the going to the bathroom every night. I just crawl around. And I used to love hopping because I got really good at hopping before surgery. And then after it, the up and down motion is not going well with it.
Yeah, I bet. Jumping in now. So enough of that. Hopefully, like, when do you get back on a bike? That's the main question.
Moto Pacific for the PRO round, I will be on the bike no matter what and do a couple laps, but I should be walking September 17th.
That's like right after my event.
But we will be going.
Are you going to try to race it or are you going to hang out?
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, if you're going to hang out, I can at least like I got to do some sponsor negotiations with your dad, see if I can do like title for just that weekend on your bike. And I can get posters. We can, autograph sessions, if you're racing or not. But yeah, I mean, hopefully if it heals quicker, you can get out there and mix it up with the girls because I know you like to throw down with them.
Duh.
Duh. All right, so day one, Loretta's is pretty much done from as far as I can tell. I mean, it's I think 8:35 over there. I don't know how long they go for,
I think
but
it ended at 4.
they ended at 4.
I
Well,
think so.
see, they're more on schedule than me. But yeah. You've done it how many times like so far? for
I went
yourself?
2021 and 2023.
Okay. Do you have any kind of memory of 2021?
So when I was trying to go, I went to Mesquite for my first qualifier. Then I went to Horn. So I had 2 different regionals I could go to, either Fox or Washougal. And so I was like, well, let's do Washougal because I was the first one to go to. And in the first corner, I got in a pile up and my pipe smashed in and cracked my top end,
Jeez.
which caused everything to go downhill. So the next week I was like, Dad, I know I can do this. Like, can we please go to Fox? Like, please. So my mom and my sister had to stay home with the dog. So me and my dad traveled on the van all the way over to Cali and we made it. And it was the most fun experience, like kind of like nerve-wracking, but it was so much fun getting the ticket and
Yeah.
that's where I met my goggle sponsor, Flow Vision. They saw me there and I talked to them, and it's just the connections. And then after that, I've been with them ever since.
Nice. Wasn't 2021 Washougal like mud like fest for area or regional?
Yeah. Or area qualifiers there was in 2022 and the regionals, but 2021 it was smooth and no rain.
Okay, nice. Can you shut that gate? Sorry, my dog's like just like all up in my face, like pet me. And I'm like, bro, I'm live. So what was let's take it back to 2021. Sorry, I was trying to multitask and listen at the same time. What was the first, like, obviously it's your first time going and whatnot. Like, what was the feelings like? And like, how did you prep yourself to, this is the biggest event of probably your life at this point. Like, how'd you prep yourself and, put yourself in that position for Loretta's?
Well, we didn't know what to expect. Like going there we were blind. We only knew like a few people. They're like, oh yeah, like do this, do that. But I never seen ruts. Washington has 0 ruts compared to what you're gonna hit at Loretta's. And
You don't say.
Yeah, it was an eye opener, and I was like, I have never seen anything like this. But I mean, I had fun. It was like nothing will ever be better than 2021. Like, it's your first year seeing everything. All Hayden Deegan, that was one of his last years on the Super Mini. That was super cool. And just going there and having fun with the family is probably the best thing that happened there.
Yeah, they have like quite the whole party and atmosphere and everything. Like I see they do a band now, and I know they like don't have pit bikes available anymore. They got rid of that this year. Like, what's like the camping style like for everyone that goes there? Are you like literally like 2 cities down? What's the experience like just even in the campsites?
When we pulled in, we were like, oh my gosh, there is nowhere to park. So we had to go like a mile down a road. It was just kind of like in the woods on this concrete road. And then we went to this random field where there was obviously cows like a week before. We got placed in a field. And I say it was a lot better because there was no dust with people going by everywhere. Because when you're way up there, it's a party the whole entire time. There's never not a side-by-side or a golf cart or a pit bike going around everywhere. And so we had like a nice little field with like 30 other trailers. And I'm so glad the first year that we bought a golf cart, because if we did not bring one, they have them there, but they're extremely expensive and they sell out so fast.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we brought ours, but it took us a long time to charge that thing because anywhere you wanted to go up to the races, it was there 10 minutes back 10 minutes. It was a lot of fun.
So you're saying the facility is huge?
Humongous.
I like Donald Trump say huge. Oh man. So correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they run like practice, like a practice day right before racing starts and everything? Like, what
Yeah.
was the feeling of like jumping on the track for the first time? Be like, wow, over. I should have looked this up. It's like how many years we got, and it's not telling me. It's like
This is
43rd annual. Sorry,
yeah.
43rd. Like Carmichael's been there, Stewart's been there, Dungy's been there, Wyndham. Like, did you get any like reactions or feelings of like, wow, I'm on a track where legends like literally raced this and got to the next level?
Well, it was awesome seeing like I think it was Ryan Dungey and now I'm blanking out on who it was. Tyler Villapoto and all of them were there, and I think Tyler was the one that led us around the first lap of practice and rode with us. So that was super cool. But seeing all the other girls line up and all the riders and the factory riders and all their bikes were really cool. But it was definitely an experience sitting there and looking at the track when the ruts are to your waist and there's 10 of them piled in every corner. I was like, I have no clue how I'm going to get through this.
Was there any like former women pros there when you were there for either 2021 or 2023?
Taylor Allred was really cool to see going around, and Sophia Phillips and Lala. The first year I went, it was like her first. It was I don't think she raced the women's class, but then in 2023 she was there, and it is so amazing to see them go around a track.
Nice. I heard when I was watching, which sucks, you guys got shafted today on the broadcast for girls class. Like we're watching, and all of a sudden it goes down, and then it's like up again. There's no volume. I'm like, really? I was actually wanting to pay attention to this one, but yeah, I actually heard Taylor on the broadcast talking a little bit, or like before it all like hit the fan. But yeah, I've had the pleasure. I believe she went to Washougal Regionals at least once or something. I know I have got like one photo in my library of like multiple years of like photos I've taken. So yeah, definitely cool experience for you. Like, so do you remember what you got in 2021 versus 2023? We'll jump into future stuff here.
I think I got 32nd 2021, and then I think it was 25-6 the second one.
That's not bad.
No, and our motos for 2023 were so muddy and rained out. I went like 28th, 26th, and then 19th.
Well, you're still like, is it 40 riders? Like you're still
40.
like 42. Like you're in the 42 fastest in the entire nation and
Yeah.
pretty much world. So you got that to hang your hat on.
Yeah.
What do you think? This is a rant from Steve Mathis with the whole picking the ball or whatever, the ticket or the thing for your gate pick. Like, what do you think about this whole system of like you work so hard and then you have to pick your like, what is it, a gumball or what is it?
It's like a little poker chip.
Poker chip. There we go.
Well, the first year I think I got 32nd, and the second year I think I got 40th. So I'm not good at that. And it's just like luck. I mean,
Yeah.
I wish I got a better one because every single time I was on the far left, which is the opposite of where I would want to be. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know how other way you would do it though. I mean, a random drawing or
Well, so one of the things that was talked about, I think on Kiefer broadcast, which Kiefer got the whole shot too. I don't know if you watched that. I was like, let's go, Chris. One of the things was like try to get like overall, say if you're in the top four in Washougal and whatnot, like put everyone in that first bracket for each regional, so then they get the pick. And then second, like that, I feel that would be more fair in my. It would be more fair in my opinion, especially I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, this is my tinfoil hat, but I feel like anyone on the Pacific Northwest sides always gets like the worst gate picks because like Tristan Pruitt, one of my gate drop riders that's graduated from me now, and he's going to be racing tomorrow. Like his gate picks were like 34, 38, 42. I think the best he got, I think, was like 24th at one point. It's like, all right, we got halfway. But yeah, that just seems to be like, I don't know. How do you keep yourself? I'm sure like a couple of our people here that were racing, like how did you keep yourself like motivated getting that really crappy gate pick? Like, are you just all like, screw it, I'm just gonna pin it and hope I don't die?
Well, it's kind of when you're back there and you're watching everyone ahead of you pick their perfect gate, and you're like, oh, okay, so which one am I going to be? And then there's 42 gates. So if you're 40 or 42 or whatever, you just kind of get whatever one's the closest to the doghouse. And I mean, standing there in the humidity and heat and all your gear and sweating because you're so nervous with your heart beating faster than you can
Yeah.
imagine. I was scared, and all these girls are like, "Oh, I need this one with this one," and they're standing all up there. I'm like, there's no point in me going to stand to like which one I want to be close to, because when I get to my pick, it's not going to be there.
Right. You're like, oh wow, that would have been a great gate. But
Yeah.
yeah. I always laughed, like, especially like the newbies, like for regionals and then area qualifiers, like when they know on the gate pick, like they're 34th or whatever for area or regionals, and they're like packing in the gate before they're even called, and they're like make it all nice and perfect, and someone just like rolls right into it. They're like, sucks to suck,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah. So 2023, like what's your plans? Are you gonna try, obviously this year with you breaking yourself, that didn't really work out. So you gonna try again in 2025?
Me and my dad are talking that my last 2 years of high schools, we're gonna go all in for it for my 2 last years of Loretta's. And next year, I know I want to do the vintage motocross days in Ohio, and we think that's going to be the week before. So I'll end up racing there, and then it's only an 8-hour drive. So we're hoping just to go straight to Loretta's if we make it, and we're going to do the Mesquite qualifier in Horn Rapids and maybe Bunker Hill again. And then I'll have a few choices for regionals, and we'll see what happens on the 250, because it'll be my first year actually, because this year we didn't really try for Loretta's.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens next year. I really hope we're gonna
Nice.
go with all in.
Well, maybe we'll just have to do a Lexi Y like 2025 like video series as well with Zane Pipes 20 for 20, 25 for 25. So we could probably be at the same place. We might be at the same places all together, so it'll work out. But yeah, so let's jump in a little bit. I wanted to shout out a few people, and then you can shout out yours as well. Starting with yeah, let's just go with what Travis said. He was on my list too. Battled from way back, Brody Wild. I've seen him race a bunch here. Getting 9th place, started in 38th. That's some Blake Baggett stuff right there. Just battling all the way through the pack in 450C. 14th, Kai Lang. Out of Westland, Oregon, got that. 22nd was James Stratton. He usually races Albany and more Oregon stuff. 250B Limited, Kai Gentry out of Fruitland, Idaho. I don't know if you remember watching my regional video for Washougal, but he was the one where his bike blew up literally like 5 feet from the checkered flag. So nice to see Kai like bounce back and made it to Loretta's, because that was such a heartbreak right there, because he was within ticket distance and his bike literally locked up like 2 loops to go at Washougal. So yeah, if you want to check out that video, go to Gate Drop Productions and watch that. Creighton had a great day as well. I didn't see him with the results. That's my rant later. I'll get to that. I didn't see Creighton on the list, but I may have missed him there. Toby Eckel out of Battleground, Washington. I am spacing so hard on this guy. I don't know if his like if he just has hometown listed Battleground, Washington, but like I don't recall ever taking photos of him, and that's literally just like right next to Washougal. So Toby Eckel, good job. Don't remember you. I'm sorry. Any others before you want me before I jump into others, because the list is rather long. Lexi, is there anyone that you want to shout out that you were watching closely?
Yeah, one of my friend Colby from Utah got 7th and got the whole shot award in 125C. They had a red flag restart, and he got both whole shots.
Oh, that's great because sometimes it does not work out. You
No.
cannot go 2 for 2 at times. So, that he got lucky. He must have said, "Thank you, baby Jesus," like going across the line first, because I know that is definitely not easy. I've never gotten a whole shot in my 450, 250 beginner life. So I don't think I could even do it on a 125 being 200 pounds. I'm sure he weighs probably 100 pounds less than me. What else do you have that you caught during day one of Loretta's?
One of the Washington kids, Devlin, got in a bad accident, and
Yeah,
his sister said that let's look, he buckle fractured his forearm in a first corner pileup.
Devlin, bro, you already got ran over at regionals. I'm messing with you, but yeah, darn bummer. I know that's one of our gate drop, riders, one of yours, I would say, quote unquote, teammates on the gate drop platform. But yeah, bummer on that part. So Devlin, hopefully you get well soon. And that kind of sounds like Loretta's is done, unfortunately, there.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's nothing too bad. And he can get back to going. But it sounds like he had a great start. That dude is just a master at starts. So
Yes, he is.
get well soon to Bradshaw. You want me to list off a few more? You got more on your list here.
You can list them off.
125 class. I don't know if you've seen him before. 23 out of Vancouver, Washington. Carson Assay, third place in the 125cc class.
Damn.
So doing really good. He got interviewed, everything. 24th was David Bolin. I've taken photos of David since he was literally on a KTM 50. Senior 40 plus. Scott Steffi, right? You've heard of
Yep.
Scott Steffi? Well, his buddy, Rick Smith, got 30th out of Puyallup, Washington. Micro E, former gate drop rider. Riker Ward got 28th. Micro 2, 4 to 6. Gate drop, 18th position. Henry Perkins on the Next Level MX Clinics. Cobra, gate drop, 50. And 17th, Ben Baker, and 7 to 9. And Race Matson, bummer, bro. You were running so great. He was in the top 5. I was watching that battle. I was working on banners, looked back at the laptop, and then he was gone. And got reports that he crashed and then tried to get going again, crashed again, and then was, a little too hot there. Because, what is like for you, because you've experienced it. I experienced only like a couple hours in Chicago while I was waiting for a layover. What's the humidity like? Because we don't really get that over here in the Pacific Northwest. Like not as bad as like the Midwest.
Well, I was just in Ohio 2 days ago, and just there it was 82 degrees, but it felt like it would be 105 if you were here. It is like you just like sweat and you're always sticky and it's disgusting.
Yeah, I felt that. I felt that in Chicago. Like we walked out the airport while we were Lauren and I were on vacation. I was like, it's only like 80. It's not that bad. But then like it literally feels like you're walking around with like a wet sock on. Like
There's no breeze and it's just
yeah.
yeah.
I don't understand weather.
No.
But back to a couple more I'll list and we'll get more into other things. 20th Skagit Williams, that is pretty impressive. Have you seen long-haired Skagit at
Yeah.
Horn and all? He is like he's pretty awesome, I would say. He's a little firecracker at times, but yeah,
met him at Mesquite and he was so funny.
yeah. We like some people call him Mini Fabio with his hair. So Skagit did awesome, especially because quite frankly, he's not on top A level equipment. So that is pure power from Skagit, like giving his all to be in 20th. That's pretty impressive with what he has like to deal with bikes and everything else. Like that's incredible, especially for Skagit on pretty much a bone stock bike. And then 27th position, Jax Lang. He was in the 85 10 to 12 class. And then former gate drop rider as well. He graduated into the big bikes 125 junior BC. Ryder Rigger at 29th. And something happened to Michael Pillar. I missed what happened to Pillar. It says DNF. So I need to go do some of my of my research later. Probably not on the show right now. Concannon, Travis, if you want to throw what he got in the B class, I missed it. So I don't know if you were looking at the results, Lexi. This is my rant. I'll just jump right into it. We're already 25 minutes in, so you might be hired full time now. Sorry, Grayson. But why are the results not in order?
I don't know. I was looking through it, and you have to, like, some of them I was like, oh wait, the woman's already raced, and I clicked on it, and then they
And then
have
there's no
a
results.
whole bunch. Yeah, it's
And
just
then,
the riders listed.
yeah, and then you go to the other ones. It's all like, wow, so and so did great. They're at the top, and then like to the right it says like 39th, and then down
Yes.
below it says 4th. I'm all like, it's like my rant, like Steve Mathis, like, come on, AMA or
Yeah.
MX Sports, whoever, like, put it first, second, third, fourth, like normal people.
Yes.
Anyways, that was my rant. Nick Galpin, I don't know Galpin, so that was sorry. Give me the results. Those that are commenting in, let me know the results. There's so many riders there, and I also was, Lexi knows, I was like trying to literally type out in like 15 minutes or less. So yeah, shout out to all those riders. I saw Hunter Andreessen. I did an Instagram reel for him before. I forgot to write down what he did, but he's from Montana. And then I know Oliver Weitzel. I think he's racing tomorrow. So we didn't get through a lot of the classes. Is that like typical format? Like you only have specific days that you race? Like what was it for you?
Well, I liked it because you had, like, in 2 weeks, I think it was 2 weeks advance, you knew what time you were gonna race and what 3 days you were gonna ride, which was kind of nice because you already know you don't have to like wait for the schedule to come out that morning or anything. Like you knew what days. And there was a lot. There's 36 classes, I think, and I don't know exactly how many you can rate that race a day, but it was half of them race today and half of them race tomorrow, and they all mix them in the rest of the days.
So with that format, like being obviously it's one moto per day, you're not gonna get, like, honestly, just like you said, you're not gonna get 35 classes in one day.
No.
Sorry, got another message. What was it like back to back days, or were you like Tuesday and Thursday, Tuesday and Friday, Wednesday and whatever? Like, what's the format like?
Last year, I think I was Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. So I had days in between where my dad was racing, and so then me and my mom, and my sister would kind of like go to the river or watch my dad, and so we had a couple of days where the family just got to hang out and just do like all the little fun things they have around there.
Nice. Yeah. Do you prefer that? Like, how's that 1 day gap like for you? Were you just like anxious, like, oh my God, I'm racing tomorrow? Like, I don't know. Would you have preferred it having like, the next day, or did you like that gap?
I mean, when I first was there, I was like, okay, I kind of want to just like get it over with. But then having the couple of days to like watch how the track develops, because one moto it'll be smooth, and then as soon as the first moto or half the moto, all the ruts sink in, and it is a complete different track. So it's kind of nice to like see, like, go in the morning and look what the track's like, just in case you races in the morning, and then go again in the afternoon and then see it, and then like the last race go and like see the track, and walking the track afterwards after all the races are done was like, oh my gosh, like when you're riding you kind of just like push through it, but then when you're like looking and standing at all the ruts, it is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, with the ruts here, like that's something that I know that's been a feedback thing with a lot of our tracks here. I just think part of it is dirt and also just prepping. Like, what
Yeah.
did you do? Like, so you went there first 2021 and you weren't, you somewhat knew what you were doing for like, prep and whatnot, but like going in for your second time around, is there like anything that you did in particular to like prep yourself, like, all right, these ruts are going to be like half my size? Like, where'd you end up going to train and practice all that?
We went down to Mesquite MX. That track gets so rutted, and it is probably one of the best tracks that you can go to actually prepare yourself to ride. the Loretta's. But other than that, it is so hard to find tracks. Like I would go to Horn Rapids, but that's just like smooth sailing and you could just work on jumps and stuff. But going in, knowing how to go through the ruts and was probably the best thing I went in with the second time because the first time it was, Dad, how do I get through this? Like, how am I supposed to do it all? And second time going in, like, oh, you want to stay in the ruts, you don't want to try to get out of it,
Yeah.
or and riding with what we rode with. I rode with sweatshirts on for quite a bit before the 2023 year, just so I could like get the humidity and all the hot ready for it.
Yeah.
And I am a big drink water the day before or the day of. And I learned that you have to hydrate like a week before so your body's already ready for it, besides throwing water in your body the day of and thinking it's just going to make you not die out in the heat.
Damn. Yeah. I feel like that would probably be the best thing. I heard it was like a myth, like the whole sweatshirt thing about like wearing it and getting used to it. Do you feel like it worked, or was it just kind of more inside your head? Like, yeah, I feel like it worked.
Yeah, I mean, dealing with the sweat was probably one thing, but I'm not really sure if I don't know. It might be all in your head and thinking that if you're riding the sweatshirt or get ready for it, then it'd be better.
So you're saying we need to do a Mythbusters like episode on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that show got canceled, so we might have to just do our own kind of Mythbusters.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Shout out. I want to do a little shout out JMC Motorsports. They are actually there in Tennessee right now. Michelle and Joel probably sleeping by now because it's like 9:02. I was talking to her yesterday. They did like 14 hours out there, just slaving away on tires and everything else. So if you happen to be watching over at Loretta's right now, because we got a decent crowd here, go check them out. And then they'll also be a part of my showdown coming up in September. Anything else, Loretta's, that we haven't jumped on and talked about?
My first year, I got to meet Michelle, and she put on a whole shot device because that was one thing I did not have. Because when I was here, I was so tall on the bike, I didn't really care about it. But
Yeah.
I had her down there, and she helped her and Tanner and everybody helped me with suspension and whole shot device, and they were amazing to go if like you need a last minute part or you need your suspension tuned. Like it is amazing having them down there and being such a big part of all the races.
For sure. Let me get a post. Any questions for you or me? Feel free to jump on, people. It's like we got all these people watching, but we don't have any questions. I can throw in a gravy instant mix question and just fire away at random things to you if you want to do that.
I don't care.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else for Loretta's, like, I don't know. Yeah, I think we've covered it all for day one. Day two vibes, like, okay, here's my last question, Loretta's topic, before we jump into Pacific Northwest, because we're already 34 minutes in now. For anyone, for example, looking at my doc here, you got a so-so position. Obviously, you're not getting the title. Like if you're a 28th, 30th guy, like 30th place, like how did you set yourself up? Be like, hey, being realistic, probably not going to get the Loretta's title and whatnot. How did you keep yourself motivated for the next like two motos? Like what was your mindset jumping in for the next motos?
Well, one of my biggest things was seeing how many girls or riders are homeschooled, live in training facilities, and doing things like I'm in public high school. I ride on the weekends. I have Wednesday practices at Pacific. And knowing that I was the only girl from Washington and seeing kind of like what differences California riders have and all the tracks that they go to versus then Horn Rapids, Washougal, like they're amazing tracks, but it's nothing like Loretta's, and you don't get prepared for the ruts. And going and just knowing that you made it to Loretta's, you were the top 42 fastest, and it is such an experience that it was amazing. I loved it, and I cannot wait to go back.
Nice. Well, we have one question. Luckily, your mom chimed in. So, how did rain impact like your racing specifically? Were you just, obviously you were drenched, but how did it impact you on the track?
Well, it was kind of nice knowing in Washington where it rains every single day and knowing kind of how to ride the mud, but it is a completely different type of mud. Like it's not just, oh, there's a mud puddle and then it just forms a rut. It is all mud. All the ruts are just filled with water and sliding all over the track, not being able to see. You pulled all your tear offs and then you're wiping it with your sleeve, and your grips get all muddy and you're trying to hold on. But it was a lot of fun, kind of, because some of the girls, like Cali riders where there's no rain, they don't know how to ride all of it and they don't know how to stick through it. So it's kind of cool to see what kind of riders ride what conditions.
Nice. You're like, I'm Lexi Woy. I've ridden Woodland in the winter where it's super muddy. Look at me.
Woodland is one of my favorite tracks in the winter. It is so slippery, but it is so much fun, and the track dries up really fast.
Have you seen any of my super mud photos, like Terry,
Yes.
where the mud is literally like at his front fender and he's just like trying to bog through, and you just like smell the Yamaha clutch just like burning, and like Ryan's just counting the money, calculating of all like, this is costing me a lot of money here.
I know. Like it like stopped the whole entire bike and the guy's flying off the front of the handlebars and
Oh yeah. No, yeah, you will lose a boot, especially at Woodland when it gets super muddy and you don't have your boot strapped. Yeah, like, you'll just like go full mud sock right into the track if you're not careful.
yes.
All right. In honor of Grayson, RIP, bro. I'm gonna throw off just gravy instant questions. I didn't even write them down. They're just like, gonna be in my head. So yeah, get ready for this.
Baby, why you flow so mean? Mr. Clean.
All right. Grayson, if you're watching, feel free to type in these questions for Lexi and I. First one, favorite section of Loretta's for you on the track. If you have any you can remember.
I like the ones like after you go off the finish line, it does like a loop around by the pit boards. That was kind of like cool cornering and like the only sort of smooth spot on the track.
So the smooth spots only. All right. Question 2. Favorite amateur rider either in 2021, 2023, or even today that you were cheering for?
Hayden Deegan in 2021 was super cool to watch. 2023, probably Sophia Phillips, watching her and having her as an inspiration to look up to. And right now, I don't know. Probably Lala or all those girls.
Nice. Okay. I got another one. Meal that you will always eat for racing.
Probably a banana.
This is a banana. Grayson, I'm doing pretty well without you, bro. Favorite pro that you met in person at Loretta's or Washougal?
Tyler Villapoto. He was so helpful with looking around the track, and he was amazing. I went to the Grace Harbor ORV camp, and he was amazing, like of a trainer, and I really connected with all of them.
Yeah, I wish Tyler would like do more pro stuff. I know he didn't really do it as much as like obviously Ryan, who's multi-champion and whatnot. But
Yeah.
like Tyler can throw the bike sideways. Like I don't know how he does it. If you ever figure out how to like throw the whips and the scrubs like that, like we can work on that.
Well, Tyler, he was so amazing, like teaching. Like with Ryan, I could talk to him whenever, and then Tyler, like he really knew how to get to me. Like you have to do this, and like sometimes I listen, I'm like okay, like yeah, I'll do it, but like the way he teaches it was so smooth, and he really showed me how to do it.
All right, I'm spacing on other things. Okay, because Grayson likes music here. Do you have a song or a band or artist that just pumps you up ready for the gate drop that you listen to?
There's a lot of them, but sometimes in the car with me, my dad, I want to be a baller plays on repeat. Uh,
I like it. That will be. I'll put that in the music playlist for the showdown. So then, like, we know that you're in there. Oh, we got some other questions now. Ryan Huss poking fun at your dad. How does your dad handle you being better than he ever was?
I mean,
Boom! Shot fired. Hang on. I got before you answer that.
I think he just loves looking up to his daughter. I mean, I'm pretty cool, so I think he just loves going ride the tracks and following me off of jumps.
Or he's doing this. Yeah, I have tools that I could play with here.
Yeah.
All right, there's another one here. Lexi, will you be riding a Gas or a Husqvarna next year? If you had any of those brands, we could probably work on a JMC hookup, you know what I'm saying?
That's what we are talking about. And I'm not quite sure. It'll definitely be KTM, Gas, or Husky next year. So it'll be exciting to see what opportunities come out.
Well, let's work on it. We can continue. I mean, you blew out a foot and you kept racing at Fossil Bowl. Nat Wilder, they're helping me right here. Let's just keep the show going. Who's the best winner of the Desert 100?
The 2-time winner of the Desert 100, now Wilder, is definitely the best winner.
All right. Well, I guess that's the answer. You're just all ganging up on your dad, man. He's about to jump on. Like, I'll send the invite and we'll have a third party jump on here. All right. I don't have any more. I don't know. Do you want me to turn the table around here and you ask me any questions? Fire away, Lexi.
What was the first bike you started on and what year?
Oh, man. This is before you were born. I'm like old man here. Because I'm going to be like 30. Oh, God. It was 1999 before your existence, I believe. When were you born?
2008.
Yeah, before you were even a thought. CRF 50, it's still same design to this day. So yeah, it's like the PWs where they don't change plastics and anything else. Yeah, CRF 50 was my first bike.
What's your favorite track to ride?
Usually Albany. That's the only one I can kind of brag about being somewhat fast. So
Did you ever try for Loretta's?
Nope. I realized I was not getting any faster when I hit 85s. I'm like, nope. Okay, so I'll take you back a little bit. Speaking about Tyler Villapoto and Ryan Villapoto, because that was in my bracket at one point in time in amateurs, I can hang my hat on that I got lapped by Tyler Villapoto at Washougal. So I do have a result that Tyler was in mine. Who else was in it? There was a couple, Josh Hill and Justin Hill. Like, my dad actually knows them personally, and so do I. I got lapped by Justin Hill. Josh was a little bit older than me. I'd have to look at results, but yeah, I mean, if you're getting lapped by the ones that made it, like, it's already, here's your sign award of like, you're not getting any faster. And yeah, I kind of knew early on that we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
So. Anything else you got here?
Are you gonna be racing at your race?
I sold my bike. I'm done.
You're completely done?
Yeah, I'm done. Like I said, Lexi, I'm not any faster. I get hurt. Like, I blew out a calf walking on the treadmill an hour ago. I mean, I'm literally falling apart over here. So yeah, and also jumping in and being a promoter. Last year, I even like rode our private practice, and then I tried to like do promoter stuff too, and I was already smoked on like both of it. So yeah, until I either like shed 100 pounds, which is very unlikely. Not saying I'm like a walrus over here, but like, yeah, I'm not gonna go back in the racing because I always get hurt. I'm really good at that part.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else that you want to jump into, or is that pretty much a wrap?
That's pretty much a wrap.
We didn't even talk about Pacific Northwest stuff. All right, let's jump into that real fast.
Yes.
Coming up, Thursday night motocross at PIR. It's supposed to be a hot one. They are running, so I will be there if you want to sign up for media. Friday, are you going to Moto Pacific to at least watch anything?
I think I might be. It's kind of always a last minute decision whether I go or not. So I will probably be there. If not, I'll be there the next one.
I can throw the mic in your face too. You're really good on the podcast. I'm back. I'm announcing, like, I have returned. So I will be most likely finishing out the season announcing. So you guys can all, like, you know, I don't have anything of cheering. So whatever. So yeah, Moto Pacific, I'll be there. And then I'll show up at Horn Rapids at 2 a.m. On Saturday. So if you want media, really want me committed for Horn Rapids, sign up for media there. Everything is posted on there. Olsen, how do you say that? Carrie Ann, do you have your chat on yours on as well?
I do not know how to get that.
That's all right. Carrie Ann Olsen, Lexi, how does it feel being a local icon for the women's class?
It's awesome having all the girls and having all the friendships with all of them. And there's a couple of them which I love talking to, and meeting them, like Lindsay Moe. I met her at the PRO rounds, and it's so cool connecting with her and her dad, wanting to train with her and ride with her, and it's pretty awesome.
Nice. Well, you're definitely one of, like, the fan favorites in the sport. Obviously, I don't know if you get it from your mom or your dad, or it's just you all by yourself. Like, you're great personality. You have, you're very open and let everyone in. Some people, like, I don't know, you go to the gate and you're like, oh man, don't talk to that person, because they're a little, like, they're very, like, either focused or they're like, just, they just suck.
I definitely get the I love to talk from my mom.
All right. Yeah. Maybe we'll get your dad. We'll go get your dad on here at some point and see if he opens up a little bit. I know I'm making fun of him now. But yeah, that's it for PNW stuff. I mean, obviously the showdown's coming up. Is there, like, I don't know, can you drink more milk or something so we can get you healed up by then for the women's class for showdown?
There's so many things that people are saying to do, like, take this, it'll make your bones heal faster. I'm like, there's so many things, I don't know what to do.
I don't know, put you in a warp machine or something. Like, there's money on the line for you, Lexi, at my event, September 13th through 15th. So
I was even at my sister's horse show, and they're like, oh, put this horse leg thing on your leg. And I was like, okay.
Take the horse shot. It will make you run like quicker. Well, bummer that you're going to be missing it. Way to be breaking news here.
I'll definitely be down there to watch it, though.
All right. Well, maybe I'll just throw money to your dad for the vet class. So we'll just transfer funds to another class. But no, women's class is getting paid out. Top 5. Let me throw the ad real quick before we get into a little bit of showdown stuff.
Jam-packed weekend full of racing and fun. This September 13th through 15th, 2024, the Gate Drop Showdown is back at Albany MX Park. After record crowds of families and friends, over 550 entries, we're bringing it back to pack the weekend. The JMC Motorsports Gate Drop Showdown 2.0, presented by Meitzel Drywall, is coming up. Who's gonna battle it out and leave with the number 1 place? Join us for an epic racing event, including the return of Hole Shot Challenge, Dodgeball, Short Track Racing, Stay Sick Racing, Parrot Kid Relay, Mom's Pit Bike Race, and the PW Challenge.
Mom's Pit Bike Race?
Yes, Mom's Pit Bike Race, free for all the moms out there. Last year, 25 moms battled it out bar to bar and showed their kids moms can shred too. What about the PW Challenge? New to 2024, the PW Challenge is on. Which PW rider is going to take home the big trophy? What about the women's MX class? Gate Drop Productions is paying out the WMX class once again, and extending it to the top 5 overall. That's crazy cool. Come on out and make some bank. Regular racing Saturday and Sunday. Practice available on Friday. For all information, make sure to go to GateDropProductions.com and click on Showdown. You do not want to miss this event. Albany MX Park, September 13th through 15th. Sponsorship still available. Contact Stephen Kristoff for inquiries.
Boom. There's so much going on. You know what? Actually, I might hire you if you want to make money regardless. So if you want to help out anywhere, Lexi, you're
Yes.
more than welcome to help out. What are you looking forward to? Are we able to at least convince your mom to race the Mom's Pit Bike race?
I bet if there could be a chance that we can convince her to go out there and do it.
She's going to start typing here. No.
Put her on the 110. Hey, she got a brand new helmet this year, so maybe she'll throw that out there.
Yeah, let's find out. We had 25 Moto Moms just mixing it up last year and just got that fresh ink just done. We have Lanfear Cellars bringing wine baskets for the top 3. So there's wine on the line as well. And other perks for the Mom's Pit Bike race. Free for all Moto Moms out there. Ashley Perkins, who probably is already asleep as well over at Loretta's after a full day of cheering on Henry. Like, she got, I believe, 3rd. Brianna McCluskey got 1st. I think I didn't keep results. A couple moms were going at it. I mean, we could add, a whole bunch of things. She said, let's rethink this one, Lex. I ran into a boat in the garage riding your 85.
Maybe the clutch, the gas, and the brake were a little too much for her.
Well, was the garage open or closed?
It was just the side of it. So.
Okay. Do we have video proof, or did it this is like
it was like in the first 5 feet of it, so I don't think so.
wow. Hey, Karen, there'll be no boats on the side of the tracks, so you're fine. But yeah. Any events on that ad that you were looking forward to most, or want a little more explanation on what is all this chaos happening?
I am excited to see the parent-kid races. We did that. The Horn Rapids did the
Mini Warriors.
And my dad lost that one for us. I got the whole shot to win it, and I had to wait on the finish line. So that was probably my favorite one out of those, but I can't wait to go and watch.
All right. Yeah, we do it slightly different. Like, I know you guys are out there at the same time. And then also Horn Rapids, spoiler alert, they're doing something different. Stay tuned for that for Mini Warriors. But yeah, for the relays, what we do, which Bob Inghusen, who's watching, he ate crap on it, I think. Someone ate crap. It was either him or Steven Spear. But like, the parents go out first, and then for each bracket. So like, we have a 85, a 65, and a 50 relay. So if your kid's an 85, the parents go out first, and they have to tag their kid in. So then their kid is the one in charge on either making it or breaking it for winning. That's during halftime on Saturday. What about the PW challenge? Are you ready to see these kids just go full throttle on my PW
bring
challenge?
out my PW because I still have my first ever bike.
I mean, if your foot's still broken, I mean, I'll just look the other way. You're not jumping anything, right?
No.
Yeah, you're fine. You might get protested because your height, but whatever. But yeah, PW challenge. I need to drop by the trophy place. Obviously, those trophies behind me where I just got those perfect second places because I only won one race in my entire life. They're going to be a lot bigger than that. Hopefully taller than each of your PW kids. So that's the goal there. Yeah, there's just so much going on. For all information, go to GateDropProductions.com and click on Showdown. There's so much there. And then so many things. Dude, Lexi, I've been so busy today, as you could tell. Also, you messaging me before the racing. I'm doing banners, I'm doing sponsors, I'm making plaques. Luckily, Fusion got back to me, so we got plaques done on certain things, on championship plates. If you ever want to become a promoter, it's a lot of work. I have mad respect for Royce and Devin and Huffman, all of them. It is not an easy task. So thank your promoters and people that really want to put on an awesome effort for you. So
Yes.
that's all I got. Anything else for you before we wrap it up?
That's it.
All right. Well, if you want to make this a full-time gig, I don't know if I'm allowed to pay you or not, but we'll negotiate that
I
later.
don't need to be paid.
Grayson's all like, "Hey, I'm not being paid." As we just continue to poke fun at Grayson. Next week, if anyone else wants to come on, or you want to start bringing guests on too, and just like steal the show, and then I get just like disappeared, and it's just like the 30+2 podcast with Lexi Y and friends. We can do that.
Awesome.
All right. For anyone that wants to follow you, keep up to date with everything that you do on and off the track. How do people follow you, Lexi?
On Instagram, it's le.xi_YWEIHE. And Facebook, I think it's Lexi Y.
How do you spell it? Because we say wahi, wahai, wahi.
It's definitely a difficult one. I've got called a lot of names, but it's WEIHE.
All right. Well, we'll see if anyone remembers that.
Yes.
I'll just do a shameless little shout out for Grayson because he quit. Whatever. Kidding. I didn't get it. No, there it is. Follow at GateDrop_Pro if you want to follow Gravy at GateDrop. Wow. At Gravy_648 on Instagram. He may be watching. He may be crying. He's probably like this for you, Lexi. You can do it. That is a wrap for the show. So we'll see what other riders we get on here. Maybe next week we can get one of our Loretta's like riders as a guest. That would be cool because shouldn't it be done by next Tuesday?
Yeah, they should be kind of traveling back, maybe.
Or they're still traveling and they're like, "Yeah, thanks for having me on." You just like hear the wind like in the RV with the windows like flapping back and forth, like, "Yeah, I can't hear you."
Yes.
I know if we get Henry Perkins on, obviously he won't be on camera, but like I already know. Like, have you ever talked to Henry Perkins before?
I talked to Lily. I haven't talked to her.
Okay. Well, Henry's like, "Hey, how's your race? Good. How do you feel you did? Good. Are you proud about your effort on doing it? Yeah." I mean, he's very one word. We're gonna break him. Maybe he'll get like third tomorrow or the next day, and then he'll be up there. Hopefully he'll just like rattle it off and be like, "Yo, like thank Gate Drop Productions," and like his voice probably be like, "I'd like to thank Gate Drop Productions and Next Level,"
Yes.
But yeah, congrats to all of our Loretta riders that made it, and best of luck for you guys. 30+2 podcast signing out.
Yes.